Hey, welcome to Tech Talk on a Tuesday. My name's Corey. That's Jimmy. You guys know that already. This is my buddy Greg, who's the mayor of Chicken Ka.
Perfect. Way better.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Chicken Ka is the Yucatec word for West City. That's how you would say West City in Yucatec, the language of the Maya people. One of the two languages of the Maya people.
And that, of course, is the first actual city in the Uplift. Greg is the mayor, and the team building it out is awesome. And we're going to talk a bunch about that. I was going to import. Greg's actually my media partner. We've been doing podcasts. We've been doing a morning show for 18 million years on Facebook and some other places.
Since the days of silent podcasts before talkies were invented.
Right. It was black and white podcasts.
Yeah.
But we do this thing every morning where basically we don't play the intro music until somebody laughs. And so I was thinking maybe we just do that this morning.
We don't play the intro music until somebody laughs?
Yeah, somebody has to laugh. And not like a but like a laugh.
This could I like it. Let's adopt it. Done.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a potential
we do a you know what we do. You've been here. But yeah, we do a weekly USIO podcast. A weekly ESIO update where we put all the stuff in. And recently we've been putting in the couple sections. The Uplift is a new section. So we got a lot of the videos in. And I guess you're going to be featured in some of those videos now too, Greg.
Oh.
But I was watching back the gratitude ceremony one from last week. And just at the beginning, they were talking about like the land, and they showed like the Maya land and stuff. And I told Corey, because I didn't watch it all, but I told Corey that you should change it to like, if you still need a name for it, you should change it to like Aztecia, because it'd be kind of cool. But he's like, no, you already got a name. I like your name, but like, please use Aztecia for something. I think it's cool.
Will do. We looked this up last night while we were having our meeting about changing the name. So we're going to build these in Maya style giant stone chickens to guard the remember the guardians of the gate to Gondor in Lord of the Rings. We're going to have giant chickens guarding the approaches.
Yeah, we already need like that intro doesn't even make any sense anymore.
I'm okay with it because things move fast in the space, and I think as we add things, maybe they'll anyway. Okay, I you cut me off, which is great because that's not easy to do with the music there. But I just want to say something because like you were talking about the two giant chickens that you had on the screen, and you were going to put them at the entrance. Now, there's a really cool story. We first kind of officially met just before the show, and I told you I was in Japan, and at the entrance of every temple in Japan, they have these two giant kind of like weird like dogs called shisa. And they kind of sit at the entrance, and they are the beginning and the end of everything. So one has its mouth open and one has its mouth closed because the first letter of the alphabet is A and this last letter of the alphabet is M. So it's the beginning and all of everything. I don't know. Maybe these chickens could have some sort of weird
spiritual significance.
Significance.
Yeah, we have to figure out how to make them look more Maya than Minecraft chickens. So fortunately, we have some really great creative builders in our little enclave, our planning and zoning committee. So I'm sure
like,
someone's going to come up with some really good stuff.
It's like cobblestone and maybe even like magma for the eyes, or like redstone or something
Yeah, I was thinking glowing redstone eyes was definitely my
right.
go-to.
And then we could just place vines, right? Because maybe you can just like cover them in vines and stuff. Because like I was thinking about like walking, because I think having them as the gates of like coming into the rail. And like you pass by these things, and it goes into whatever transportation hub you guys have going on, in the city or whatever. I think whatever you guys gonna do is gonna be awesome. But I kept like envisioning walking through the woods where we were putting the grid in for the little city center that you guys are planning, and just like popping up and like just one popping up out of the woods or whatever. Like, what is that?
We were actually thinking atop the transportation center, which is at the central crossroads of the whole zone.
Yeah,
of putting a giant one facing each of the 4 cardinal directions. Like giant.
That's
kind of I think where we're probably going to go. So
I love that.
The other thing you could do is put like rainbow feathers on it, like
the Quetzal bird, the Quetzalcoatl,
or the old raptor, rainbow raptors that used to exist. That probably that'd be cool.
Well, Quetzalcoatl
thing, but when the Toronto Raptors win the NBA championship, then they're kind of rainbow raptors. I mean,
this guy's really weird, really fast.
Yeah, well, Quetzalcoatl was the feathered serpent god of the Maya. So we could definitely.
Hey, before we do gratitudes this morning, and I'm glad I actually remembered it. We're Jimmy and I decided we're gonna do something really, really fun. We want people to support the show, and we're talking to some potential sponsors. We're really excited about that, and we're going to come up with a bunch of different ways to try and make some money so that we can feel like we're justified in continuing to do this every day. Not that it isn't fun, because it kind of is. So anyway, we're going to take NFTs as support for the show. So you can donate them to 5ssqy.wham. And we're actually going to show off the NFTs that we get every week on Fridays. And I think if you have a NFT project that you really want to promote, organize as many people as you can to send us as many as possible, because whichever project we get the most of every week, we're actually going to highlight them on Fridays before we get into NFT game day. So donate NFTs to support the show. 5ssqy.wham. Yes, Jimmy?
And so one more question that maybe you should cover. What are we going to do with these NFTs that get donated, Corey?
So we're going to take a small number of them each week and do an auction that is all going to go to Uplift Donate. And again, we're going to track this sort of, longitudinally or whatever. And, eventually we might sell a few of them to actually make some income, because NFTs are fantastic. But, it's sort of intending for us to try and actually kind of make some bank out of this frickin' show, Jimmy.
And we'll probably give a few away too.
Well, I would imagine we would give a few away. That's absolutely true.
I like it. Yeah, so please donate. We'll try to keep tabs on it. We actually just sent out yesterday, the day before, all of the EOSCO NFTs that were donated. So the 3 winners from that random draw in the weekly roundup have those. So keep them in your account, and you'll get 3 more. And we've got one in our account that we're going to multiply and give the champion ones away somehow, or something like that. But there's also a couple of people that have been donating to our EOS account, which is really cool. So those people were trying to put together an NFT on EOS to show our appreciation for you.
We definitely have plans to get our own NFT line out. And yes, people that donate NFTs to us are going to be first in line to receive a lot of those things. So,
and just because you can't backlog the blockchain doesn't mean we can't backlog the NFTs that we want to give out to the people that we appreciate. So blockchain, you're awesome, but Corey and Jimmy are awesomer, because we're going to backlog those NFTs, and you're all going to get something awesome. I got too excited about that.
I checked my Wax account yesterday for the first time in like a week and found out Crypto Monkeys have been sending me stuff like. And after I appeared the other day with Recourier, they sent me a couple of really valuable NFTs. So I'm like,
nice.
Yeah. You got a Crypto Monkey that's worth $7.
A shout out to Crypto Monkeys too, because they're running an auction right now for Uplift art.
nice.
check it out and donate. Get in on that if you're interested, because the proceeds will go to the build a school fund essentially.
All right, fam. Let's do the thing. Obviously, we don't get anywhere near enough gratitudes in the comments. I would love to pick out a few from the comments that throw up on the monuments. So fans, people who are hanging out, what are you grateful for this morning? And if I like it, I might throw it up on there. But for sure, let's start with G Money.
I'm grateful for healthcare workers. And it was brought home to me. A friend since junior high school passed away from COVID yesterday.
Oh, man.
And she worked in the field. And so she gave her life for people that didn't wear masks to the Super Bowl, which is infuriating. But I'm grateful for the people that took the risks and take the risks to make sure the rest of us stay healthy. So please honor and respect them. Not for, if you can't do it for you, if you have some sort of an issue, do it for my friend Charlene, who died to make people safe. Grateful for healthcare workers.
Preach.
Sorry, I got dark on us there for a
no,
minute.
dude. Hey, it's whatever's in your heart. It's what we're doing, man. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what about you, man?
That really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I need a moment. Actually, now.
All right.
Yeah, Lisa's saying sorry for my loss. Yeah, I've been, it's been happening to people older than my generation. So as somebody you went to junior high school with, it's like, that's a little closer to my cohort. So,
now I don't. Can you tell me if I'm spelling this right?
Yep, perfect. It's like you've lived there all your life. It's like you've lived there since the Founders Day.
All right.
Yeah, I'm grateful for worlds colliding, and mostly through you, Corey, because I know how much Greg means to you, and I've watched some of your recent shows since I found out about it, since we started doing this, and I'm really like being here with you, but I also like what you do with Greg, and it's nice to be on this show with him and him to be able to show us and you guys all of his expertise around the Uplift, and I was thinking about this earlier today. It's like you and I, Corey, kind of met through and Blue and Uplift Art, and then we thought one day we'd do an EOSIO weekly update, and then that became a few EOSIO weekly updates, which became a series of shows 5 days a week, which actually became 6 shows because we decided to do a weekly roundup. And on top of that, we've got Recurrier doing something in the Uplift on Friday on this channel. We've got Greg now, who's giving training sessions to all of the community leaders, and the community plots that are all laid out. Like, all of those communities are now coming in and they're having a place to work. And there's so much collision just around what's going on in the Uplift, what's going around with the communities of these shows, what's going on around the communities of communities. It's just pretty amazing to me as a person who's like a permaculturalist and really likes seeing how different things kind of play together for optimal gain and the least amount of destruction. I think it's really, really cool. I kind of stepped away from permaculture to get into blockchain because that's where life kind of led me. And now I'm kind of hoping to very soon use blockchain to get back to permaculture, if that makes sense. But I think just, what was the word I was supposed to remember that you looked up that that the coincidental happenings?
Kismet.
Kismet, right. Yeah, it's very kismetish. So I like it. But I guess today's episode is a little bit strange for our show, but it's not, because this is Tech Talk on a Tuesday, and our whole point of having Tech Talk on a Tuesday was to talk about technical stuff. And I was on the line with someone today actually who we're probably going to have as a guest. very soon, who said, "Oh, I'm not as technical as your last guest last week." And I said, "No problem, man. You're not on Tech Talk on a Tuesday. You're on like a different show." So like that's what we're kind of aiming for. But we had this idea that we would have Greg on because Greg, if I'm not, I actually, you know what, it's better just for you to kind of introduce this, but I believe that if I'm correct, you and Corey and a few other people, you were kind of like the founding members of this world. And so maybe you can give us a little overlay on, or the people in the community who don't know you, an overlay on like how this community kind of came about.
Sure.
What it means to you. I think that would be really cool.
All right. So until you asked me that, I was having a real bad case of imposter syndrome because I'm by no means technically proficient at much. I tend to be much more oriented towards, looking at what someone is doing and turning around and with a megaphone telling the rest of the world what they're doing. So, I have to know enough of the tech just to say, hey, look at the cool shit these people are doing.
Well, I kind of got lost there because one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, which sorry, I don't mean to cut off, but like in this world, you're building like machines and technical, like crazy technical algae machines and stuff like that. So that was kind of the segue, but I got lost. I wanted.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, and I will let you know that also, like, there are people that are so much better at that than me that I have to watch a YouTube tutorial, and stop it every 12 seconds and put these 4 blocks in and then put these 3. So I have to dummy my way into making complex machines. But again, it's like being a science historian. I don't necessarily understand particle physics, but I'm really geeked out by people that do understand particle physics. So I'm hoping to draw some of those people in. So they start. I mean, you can make incredibly complex machines in Minecraft. You can make working PCs. I'm not kidding. You can make microprocessors in the Minecraft world that actually work and generate numbers and calculations up to a screen. It's incredibly complex, and I'm about half a teaspoon depth, into the miles of depth there are in this game for stuff like that. But yes, here's what happened. Corey and I have been doing podcasts and shows together for about a little over 5 years now. And that started out as audio podcasts, and then we went to Facebook Live, and there's been a lot of iterations in what Corey and I have done together. And then we've both done projects with other people. We've done things, but we keep coming back to this unifying drive. We have really good chemistry together, and actually, this didn't actually start out to be anything like what it is, and it was a happy accident. In 2018, I worked a campaign job in Florida. Trying to move things back to a level of sanity, not to get too political, but it was a thing. And Corey and I started thinking about how we could engage young voters in our community, and we thought, well, what if we started a Twitch channel and we went into a game and we talked politics, on a Twitch stream about a game. And the game we were both playing right then was Fortnite, and so we took a stab at this. The problem is that it was just a half hour of us going, yeah, I think Corey, in the long term for the legislature, oh fuck. We would get killed like every 5 seconds, and it was too frenetic for us to do that. So I had been playing Minecraft. I knew Corey had been in Minecraft building long straight railroads to nowhere. That's another story. Corey was seeing that it was just a Zen thing. He would put block on top of block, put block on top of block. He wasn't immersed in learning the game. He was just doing something that was making him feel better when he did it. But I'd been playing for a while, so I said, well, we can interview people in a Minecraft world because nothing's going to attack us. We can just kind of stand and have our avatar characters in the game interview people. And so we started this, and our first idea was we were going to have whoever our guest was help us build a big giant thing that they wouldn't know what it was, and the audience wouldn't know what it was until it was done. And it was going to be just a giant 50 meters high, 200 meters long F Trump sign. That was the whole. It was just be a joke. That was what we're going to do. So the first day we learned how to host a server. We've been through several iterations of. We hosted it ourselves. Then we got a free server, and the very first person that jumped in, Bob Benson, who you may have seen on some other stuff that Corey does, he put a little sign on the beach, a little birch sign like Corey puts on the monuments now. So this is a continuity thing, like almost a spiritual rite. That he put a sign on the beach that said, "I'm grateful for this space to play in." And Corey was like, well, now we got to build a cathedral to gratitude. So that's essentially how this started, and we built that. The first 3 or 4 months, 2 or 3 people would join us in game. 8 or 9 people would join us on the Facebook stream. 2 people would comment on the YouTube video. It was very small, and we weren't doing much with the space. Corey just kind of took you on a tour of some of the old stuff we built, and then it suddenly got way, way bigger. And that's all Corey. Corey's carrying the huge load of letting people know what we're trying to do here. But yeah, I kind of I want to be the tour guide for. I didn't when he was telling me people were clamoring to be in the Uplift world, I figured these were Minecraft players, but it turns out they're mostly not, and that's a surprise for me. I was like, how can a bunch of nerds not play Minecraft? So I'm looking forward to showing people how to make their first set of tools, how to make their first shelter that's effective, how to mine for things, where you got to mine for certain things, what materials you need to bash together to make a third thing. So yeah, I love Minecraft, and I'm just super excited that I get to show some people why it's a compelling platform. And you can build digital art, and you can mine, and you can farm, and there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, I've heard the story from Corey before, and it was good. And this is kind of the same, but it's kind of different, and it's good too. Like it's cool. It's a nice dualistic perspective. Sorry, Corey. What were you going to say?
Nothing. I'm actually just I'm busy getting NFTs out, which I haven't done in a little while, so I'm kind of having fun doing that. Some of them are from Lisa Chandler's new Crownlandia line. We got stuff from Sue Gentry's Minecraft NFT line. They're actually about builds that are currently in the space, and apparently, like once you get in game, you definitely want to save these. They're actually just called mine. That's funny. They're doing it's like they're gamified, right? So the picture they take is actually going to be different than the build. Visit the build in the game, and the trick is to find out what they changed, right? It's like a Where's Waldo, like one block's going to be different or whatever. Like they're basically taking a picture and then changing one thing, so you can like go and visit the build and find out what's different. Yeah, it's an interesting little dynamic.
Bitcoin Blues Brothers. Greg is the Minecraft Yoda. I'm actually more like the Minecraft Jar Jar Binks.
No, denied. No, I.
Do you know there's nothing in Star Wars canon that says that Jar Jar is dead? So he could show up in the Mandalorian at any time.
I saw that meme and I literally threw up in my mouth. It's terrible. That's just terrible.
Maybe you never know. Maybe Jar Jar Binks is Satoshi. I mean,
could be.
I like the argument that Jar Jar is a Sith Lord.
Yeah, that's like one of the least crazy arguments ever, because he's clearly good at just ruining everything.
The whole drunken master ruins everything way of doing things. Yeah.
Yep. So I want to shout out. The Boyd community. Speaking of Yodas, I want to shout out the Boyd community. The cover image that we used for this video was a Boyd build in the and that has significance actually in the upcoming Boyd game, which will be revealed in a timely manner. But there's going to be a really cool integration that we kind of figured out today into the Uplift that actually ties back to the whole Boyd mythology. And this spaceship that you see on the major on the cover image was done by the Boyd team very quickly and very professionally and very perfectly. And I know that Corey was blown away by it because he's a builder and I'm not a builder. I can barely get into a cart half of the time, but I was blown away by it. Like I envision Minecraft as this kind of like Lego-ish blocky type of thing. But that image that Corey took and sent to me this morning, like he sent me 3 or 4, but that one was just brilliant. It doesn't even look like Minecraft to me.
You can make circles in Minecraft, but they have to be really big.
What the?
I have a video clip of that build if you guys want to see it.
I actually am there right now.
Yeah.
And there's new stuff, right? There's always new stuff.
There's something I hadn't seen before, and they left me an Easter egg and didn't tell me what it is. So
Seth is asking, is this Seth from
this
Boyd,
is
yeah.
Dividend Report?
No. It's Seth
Oh,
from.
okay, different Seth. I'm sorry, Seth.
He's on the Boyd builder team.
Okay, could you create a hotel in Minecraft and each room would show a different account's NFTs on the wall? I'm not sure. Like the you can make pictures in a frame in Minecraft, but there's only like a catalog of 8 or 10 images, and we would have to replace that in the code for the game. So I'm not. That's a Dr. Wayne question, not a Greg question.
Yeah,
but there may be a do. I'll tell you what there is a way to do. There's a way to make giant pictures of an NFT. Like we could scan a JPEG image and pixelate it and throw it up like 100 meters high. That we could, but that won't fit in a hotel room. That's for sure. That is so cool.
Get your hands on the map if you can, because this is what it looks like from space. They literally set it up so that you could see it from space, and I'm like very purposefully not showing you the rest of the stuff because it's completely mental. But I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, so hey, here's Boyd. Oh, and so Gary is teaming up with Seth, and he built another like a rail segment, like double-decker rail segment, so we can have efficient rail. Like basically, people can steal this to start connecting their plots. But going down, yeah, this is all new. What?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. And yeah, so this is a starport. They just made a starport because, why not?
Yeah, so again, this is going to tie into the mythology behind the Boyd game, which is going to be on a different platform, but we've been talking about how we can integrate the two together. So it's going to be really cool. I can't say too much information about it right now because we still have to, make sure that we nail it out for the Boyd team first. But yeah, you're definitely going to want to, be involved in the Boyd community, in the Uplift and in the game itself, the actual game that Boyd is in the process of creating with Blockbase. So some really exciting things, and like I'm blown away. Like I almost want to stop. Like I do the Boyd podcasts for them, where we interviewed different teams and stuff like that. But
nice.
So my head's getting a little big over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a bunch of screenshots of this.
That is gorgeous, man.
Right? So this is the bay where all the ships would go, G-Bunny. Because obviously this is like the interior of the battleship, yo.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Oh, and you can see the moonlight. That's fun. Anyway.
So yeah, I think I guess Greg, you're going to be interviewing or showing people how to build stuff in the Minecraft,
right,
on this channel on a daily basis. I mean, I'm going to suggest that maybe like you include Boyd in this episode as well, even though obviously they don't need help.
They clearly do not need my help.
Yeah, I was totally envisioning, like, thinking in terms of like Greg being kind of the welcoming committee for new projects that are coming into the community cluster, right? And just like, some of them need to actually visit their land. Obviously, these guys don't need any help, but like any exposure that we can get for Boyd and the Boyd team, I'd love to do. So that, and
I'd love for you to have them on, like Corey said, and just like get a walkthrough of what they built and why they built it. Like I think that would be
right. Cool. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. The difficulty for me is I don't really have the computer horsepower to run Minecraft and a stream and. So I'm trying to figure out how to accomplish that. But my lessons would be basically how to make your first set of tools, how to make a safe shelter for yourself, how to what's an efficient way to mine down where the valuable resources like diamonds and redstone and things. Oh look, Corey, a naturally occurring sea lantern. Corey's addicted to sea lanterns,
and now everyone else.
That's going to get very expensive when he starts living in a real survival Minecraft world economy.
Right?
Yeah. So the first one of these, we're kind of. Oh, sorry. Yes.
No. I just wanted to get to as Modi was asking for a link to Boyd. You can just go to app.boyd.com. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. If it's not, Seth, please throw a link to Boyd in there.
I'll put something in the show notes. After.
Go on. Well, we should throw it up in the comments, and we can throw it up on the wall too.
So let me get back to this first.
Yeah, sorry, Craig.
We're doing our first sort of crash test dummy. It happened by accident the other day with Recurrier, but we're going to have Ken Bozak this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern time, U.S. Standard Time, U.S. Eastern Standard Time, to do an hour where we're going to kind of do exactly what I just said, which is show him how to start building a dirt hut or chopping down trees. Tree punching is always the first skill you learn in Minecraft. And we show him the basics, how to make a shelter, how to make his first build, and how to where different materials come from. So I don't know, I don't know what I was surprised that there was a lot of people who have never played Minecraft. So you got to show them basically everything that they have to eat. They have to kill and cook food or grow food and harvest food and things like that. So but we don't have. I'm saying this because Lisa Chandler was asking what time. We really don't have a set time because you guys are all over the planet. Right, some of you are in Asia, some are in the United States, some of you are in Europe. So I'm not sure what time we're going to be doing these. And also, I'm having a little trouble getting people to say I can be there at 10:30 Eastern on Tuesday, right? Because we're all very busy people. I'm not nearly as busy as the rest of you, but that's the problem. So we want to do one every day, but we got to get people from the community who are also in the Uplift world to communicate with me on the Discord channel or on Telegram. And tell me when you can make it. Wednesday's a tough day for me, but beyond that, my week is pretty flexible.
Lisa Chandler and Max Infeld, get after it.
Yeah, give me a time, guys, when you can both make it, and we can. What is that?
Yeah, and I didn't realize Lisa she's been tuning in religiously for the last few days. So definitely, she's not going to be able to give us the slip when we want to have her on live, Corey. So that's good. That's
crypto awesome. Monkeys from space.
Speaking of visible from space,
that's awesome. Okay, cool,
nice. And they got some more complex stuff built just a little north of that too. Where they got this is somebody's house. Looks like nice.
Oh, I think was that the one that was where that was the initial build.
That's Recurrier's little.
Yeah.
The trees. I planted the trees there. Yeah.
That's the one that you guys did live on.
Yeah. So 3 days. He's already learned how to. It was just literally a pile of dirt with a hole in it.
He got a friend.
Nice.
He got a friend. Now watch this, guys. This is something that I just got told about this morning.
He's got horses and cows.
It takes 2 hours. It takes 2 hours to walk from the. Did everything just freeze? That'd be sad. It takes 2 hours to walk. How do I get out of here? There we go. To the cathedral from here, right? Which is what people have been doing. I should probably sit down and walk.
Look at that. That's the Nether. This is a whole other realm in Minecraft. So
this is below the surface.
Yes.
Right? But not really below the surface. This is
this is like a sub-dimension.
So I used to be a bit of a tech geek, and there was this idea that I used to show to some of my students. There was this idea that if you bore a hole through the center of the planet, that you could go from point A to point B in, I think it was 90 minutes. Anywhere. You could go from New York to Los Angeles. You could go from New York to Tokyo. You could go from the Antarctica to the North Pole, potentially, right? In theory, obviously you couldn't because you'd be burned to a crisp. But the travel time would always be 90 minutes, and this is kind of what this seems like. It's like you can go anywhere in the upland Minecraft world in a very short period of time just by boring through the nether realms. Did I have that correct?
Yeah. Well, here's a little kind of a cool trivia footnote, if you will. I'm more about science history than actual science. For every block you go in the nether, it equals 8 blocks on the surface. And that's why it's advantageous to build a portal to get from place to place, because you truncate the distance you would have to go. But that actually works out if you think about it. It's shorter in the nether because it's a curved surface that's closer to the core. Do you know what I mean? So 8 blocks up here, 1 block down here. So you're kind of in the inner mantle of the earth is the idea here. So even though Minecraft worlds appear flat, the math tells you they're curved.
So it's like living. It's like living as a dog, but like with the memories of a human.
Yeah. With more lava. Yes, and with more lava.
That took me a second, but then, like, wait a minute, that actually makes a little bit of sense.
Wow, that's quite
weirdo.
They need a railroad down there.
Yeah, they're planning on fixing it up with a rail line.
I have a weird, like, I don't know why I'm going to tell this story, but I was going to tell it before, but Corey has a fascination with sea lanterns, so I'm going to tell it. I've alluded to this. I've alluded to this a few times on the show already, but I've never actually told the story. So sometimes I get really excited about weird things and like things that I don't understand, but like that should kind of make sense. And there was a time in my history where I was thinking about this idea about like energy consumption and how we could fix it. And I did all this research. I spent like a week doing research, and I'm not a genius. I'm not good at science. I'm not good at math, but like I was having fun, and that's all that really matters, right? And I came up with this concept, and it was called light and box. And I was determined that I could figure out a way to like, put light in a box that would be like perpetual, that like would have like motion plus like refraction of light through solar panels on the inside to be able to like perpetually have light that was outgoing at night. And that's what it doesn't work as near as I know. And if someone can figure it out, that would be great. I won't even ask you for royalties. I just want one. But can you imagine like if every street light everywhere was like this light in a box, right? Like, can you imagine if someone like Elon Musk could figure this out, right? Like this would be amazing if you could have this like kind of perpetual, light energy. And that's kind of what the sea lanterns or these underground like kind of lights are, right? And so it cracks me up because it's like it's light in a box, and I'm like kind of invented it. I just didn't know that I invented it. I didn't know it was a video game.
Corey's having a moment so this is how you know Corey never plays Minecraft.
Dude, I play Minecraft all the time. I'm just not as Minecrafty and nerd. I mean, come on. I've had some couple builds.
There are like 4 different biome ecosystems now in the Nether, and this is one of them. Yeah. So think about those colored materials in your Minecraft build.
I will.
Isn't that pretty?
That's real pretty. You know what I should be doing? I should have been doing this the whole time. Widening this out. Yeah, that's awesome. What? Cool.
Okay, so while we continue through the Nether, then,
because I just want to see how long this takes. It shouldn't be too much longer.
I'm kind of a Minecraft noob. I haven't played that much.
Oh, it takes that amount of time.
And I didn't know that you had to eat. Actually, I had no idea that you had to eat. So I'm definitely going to have to tune into to some of these podcasts and things like that. Is there a place that we're going to put these? Where are these videos going to be pushed out so that like the community who aren't Minecraft people going to be able to tune into them? Because you said, Greg, they're going to be like varying times at varying.
It'll just be out. It's just going to be on our channel.
Yeah, so I guess if you just subscribe to the channel, then you'll get the notifications.
Right, that's how that would work.
Okay. Yeah, we live in weird Telegram, Twitter worlds, so I thought maybe there was going to be other pushes or something like that. So, Dr. Unani, what is this? It's the Nether, man.
I think he was asking specifically about what Corey was looking at. That was a warped forest biome. One of the recent updates, they added 5 different new biomes in the Nether to make it a little more. It was very generic. It was all red and flames. And they've added some more things, some more plants, some more mobs when we get to that part of the game where we're spawning mobs. So that was a warped forest biome. And the trees and plants there have some special properties. You can use them as really beautifully colored building materials. So all sorts of cool stuff going on there.
So that went from...
Oh, it came out on the clock.
Oh, it's at Russ's place.
Yeah.
That went from the Crypto's Monkeys plot
all the way to the cathedral.
Wow. Well, that's good to know.
Good job, man. Yeah, I mean, these guys, because before I started teleporting people, they were walking all the way out to the community cluster, and there's no rails. It's going to take a hot minute.
Oh my God.
2 hours. It's a long way, man. Like, you're walking a long way. Man, that's so awesome. I was kind of hoping it would come out in the cathedral, not at Russ's place, but as long as he's cool with it, I'm sure he will be because Russ is awesome. Anyway, my mind is now blown. That works really well. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back through there and add more light while we talk. Greg, let's do this. Oh, look, llamas.
Oh, somebody's been killing traders up here. That's where those are trader llamas.
So what is your current understanding of the rewards and the value proposition of playing in or owning land in the Uplift?
It got a big boost this week because I had built on my 1,000 by 1,000 plot. I sort of took a Spanish Caribbean pirate theme and went with it. I built the Castillo de San Marcos, which is the famous castle at St. Augustine, Florida, Spanish fort at St. Augustine. And I built another island that had a little pirate enclave fortress on it. And like, I'm finding out that it's pretty desirable. Like the improvements that I made, people think are really cool. And you could buy, if you're going to be able to buy land in the Uplift world, improvements that are made on that land are going to make it more valuable. And I said, Corey said, I hadn't thought of this at all. Corey said, well, how much would you hand somebody the keys to this, all this improvement you did? How much would you take to? I was like, I don't know. And he was like, he actually, the number he batted around was like, this is probably worth more than $500. And I was like, what? Like I had no clue that I was building something. I'd never thought of anything in Minecraft in a context where somebody might want to just buy it from me pre-built. For me, I love building stuff. I love watching other people build stuff in Minecraft. I actually watch Minecraft videos on YouTube, and I that's the part of the game that really excites me is getting in survival mode and building stuff. And the idea that people would want to buy a pre-built home just never penetrated my coconut, and now it has. So my understanding is what we're doing right now in Chicken Ka is we're making a place where people are going to want to participate in the game. Like what's happening now, these little enclaves are popping up. You got the community cluster, and each of those little areas, and as Corey said, it takes a while to travel from there, even with the Nether portal now, back to the cathedral. So people are going to spend most of their time in the enclave where they're working with their friends. And by spreading out where those enclaves are, we're building up a set of areas with no real plan, like real cities happen. Why do cities happen? They happen where there's resources or where there's something went terribly wrong.
I was digging the ceiling. Oh crap! I'm gonna die.
Yeah, Corey's on fire. Well, you're in creative mode, so it should be. Anyway, the point is that I'm figuring out that people that know all the Crypto Monkeys people, guess what? They're going to want their plot to be out there by the Crypto Monkeys people. People that know all the Boyd people are going to want. So you're going to want to live near people you're going to end up playing the game with, right? And building things cooperatively with. And that's what's happening with what was West City. That's now Chicken Ka. Is we're building a Maya themed corner of it, but it's not just going to be the whole thing. We're going to do a futuristic quarter and maybe a Chinese quarter. We're going to build the city into something beautiful. And if people want to come help us do that, they'll buy in to our enclave community, and we'll make some wax from that, which is remarkable to me. That will actually generate just enough to buy more Atari NFTs anyway, or whatever it is I decide I want to buy. So that's my understanding of the economics of this. But
so can I ask a question? Sorry.
Sure, of course.
So a lot of times what we talk about on the show is the community clusters, which is where Boyd or Crypto Monkeys or Anders or Ken are, and that's kind of the people that you're going to be helping out to build
right.
Right. But what you're talking about now is, if I'm correct, a different area. It's not part of the community cluster.
Oh yeah, no, it's well north of the community clusters on the map.
Yeah, so do you want me to give a little bit of background on what it is, where it is, and how and why it exists? Like you kind of did that, but I think
I'm gonna let Corey do that because
okay.
So we started like everybody kind of started building around the cathedral. And when I realized what we were going to do with this space, I created what is now Central City. So it's this big square, basically, right? And this is now reserved for the cathedral, for a big transportation hub that's going to go to every direction. It's reserved for artist build, like the Spaceman stuff that we did for Uplift Art. And there will be others. There's going to be the Louvre 2.0, the Blue Room up over here. We're creating a whole financial district where we're going to be inviting DeFi projects to come in and basically be the non-Wall Street. And here, so anyway, this is Central City. And to do that, there was a lot of people already in the game. And by a lot, I mean like a dozen of us that have been around there for a really long time and building and creating things that they really value. So I said, okay, we made this whole thing. We're going to start a city out west. So get the fuck out of here, basically. Like everybody, which
was very frustrating because 3 times I picked a place where I was going to build a permanent home.
Yeah. The story isn't about you, Greg.
I'm still traumatized by being
until
person.
Until you are an A surveyor, I'm just not going to entertain. I'm not going to entertain that joke. Making these little squares is actually time consuming and it's a whole thing. So anyway, we're getting better at it though, so that's fun. So we made this railway out west, and it goes out there, and obviously you're going to be able to buy land on either side of the railway. And because the people that have been in this game from the beginning were so instrumental in sort of getting it to the point where it made sense to start thinking about this in terms of creating the Uplift. They each got granted a kilometer square of land, and this is Greg's down here. And in case you haven't seen it yet, maybe Greg will show it off. I
don't have the game open right now.
No, I'll show everybody later. I don't want to go back and forth too much. But
there's the Spanish fort
from St. Augustine, which is like in game, looks amazing, and there's a bunch of other stuff around there you're gonna want to check out too. But yeah, so we got the lady Sue and Ginny and Laugh Track are around here. I think Liz is going to be in this line as well. And so I talked to the business team for the Uplift. Basically said I wanted to give these friends and family of mine that have been in here the whole time some like an ownership stake. And so they now own Western City, what was called Western City before and is now called
Chicken Ka.
Like you do.
It's the big red area on the map there that doesn't have any cross hatching.
That's right.
There's Laugh Track.
That's awesome.
Yelling Chicken Ka from the other room.
Yeah, this is going to be an amazing test for us because I think we're going to have cities branching out at each sort of direction of the compass by the time we launch our beta launch, which is probably 2 months from now. And I think there's a really good possibility that they're either going to be for sale or for like really big strategic partnerships, right? And so they're each going to have their own accounts. They're going to have their own DAOs. They're going to have their own income stream. And the landowners around them, at least for Western City, that's how we're doing it to start. Will basically have a governance model where they can share in the revenue, or they can use it to invest in other things. And basically now they're incentivized to do really amazing things inside Western City, Chicken Ka, to get people to come out there, which is kind of the whole game, right? You're going to buy NFTs. They're going to be attached to land pieces in the game. You're going to earn rewards when people come to your place and walk over it, right? Like just that's going to be the first reward system that's going to be live in the game. Hit the chicken, nice, Nelson. Dude, the chicken thing is going to be
so zoom in and show like the first grid we've made for streets for where people will be able to build shops or houses or whatever is that. You can see that, and that's not how its final form. I got to fix some things with this. We changed some what we want, but basically, those would be little city blocks where you could build a house and live in Chicken City, or build a shop there to sell stuff to people. Like,
is that like I'm gonna butcher this because I can't remember, but like as a permaculturalist, I should know this. But is it the chimpiras that like the little rafts that like float on water that grow all their food? It looks like that.
No, actually, we just started laying out the grid and we didn't terraform around it yet. So this is just a marker for where it's going to be.
I'm totally going to build one in this little like
there you go
area somewhere.
Ginny, that's not the right gin. No, it is. That's
I think
That's
so.
Ginny. Yeah, Ginny is one of the primary builders and owners of Chicken Ka, as we named it last night. She deforested a whole bunch of it last night for us.
But
so everything that's been cleared.
Just because people might get confused, that's not me.
Who's that? What?
It's not me.
What isn't you?
Jimmy.
It's
Ginny. Ginny, like Virginia, short for Virginia.
Yeah, I know, but like people might.
Now we really know.
I just know people might be getting confused. It's not me. It's Ginny, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Not
what? What is that?
The hell?
Where is that?
I think this is Sue. Is this Sue? Yeah, it's it. Oh, and they've got the rail connector line there.
Nice.
And she has her own helicopter because.
Nice.
All right. Wow. Well, guys, this is her. You can't see it, but like this is basically a big, huge amphitheater. So when we get, and it's these cows. What's going on with that? But she's already set up to put a screen up when we figure that out, which is a huge. Yeah, Nelson. DM me if your community is of a sufficient size. It might qualify for a spot in the community cluster. We have, which I'm building out. We're adding 26 new lots, and almost 10 of them are taken. I just talked to Jacques from Discussions is picking one up. US Detroit is picking one up. A bunch of other really, really awesome. Well, I mean, AtomicHub.io asked for one of those. So the outer ring. Oh yeah, the outer ring is going to be really, really good. And again, like we're saving them for very, very awesome projects. Obviously, like you'll be able to come in and buy some land to share with friends and family and stuff after that. So, all
right, fellas, I'm going to have to bail on you because I have to go do a thing with my my lovely adult daughter today. We're going to go.
That's quite all right. Get out of here.
Do some stuff.
Thanks for hanging out. I love the fact that like we barely talked about anything. Like
I know,
feel like
right? There's so much going on.
So much happening.
So you can see, Jimmy, from what he's scrolling across now, there's the community clusters are almost due south of Chicken Ka, right? So somebody will want to build a rail line, right? Yep. So people can get from one place so that's how this is going to happen. We're going to develop these little enclaves and ways to transport back and forth between them. That's going to be. You can do a world tour looking at people's builds.
And just like to clarify in case anyone's new here and they don't know what's going on. So that'll be the difference between the community clusters. What Corey was talking about earlier is like the community clusters are essentially going to be assigned to various communities, which will be able to dole them out or divvy them out to their community members as they see fit. Every community will give them out on their own merits and on their own things. Whereas what you guys are building in Central City is a little bit different. It's more of an opt-in, buy-in type of ecosystem from what you said earlier, if I understand it correctly.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for having me on today. I really appreciate the opportunity to be.
Greg, one thing.
Yes.
Did you see that they actually created a portal up to hashtag Coffee's land in the cluster?
No.
Right off that line.
All right.
Yeah. So we get our own like little connector to the cathedral. So anyway,
I gotta
thank you very much for joining us.
Big. All right, guys.
We need a sign from space, like out of flowers.
Yeah, for those of you that are in the Uplift world and are part of one of these community collective squares, message me on Telegram or on the Discord. On the Uplift world stuff. Let me know when you have an hour for us to sit down and walk you through the basics of playing Minecraft, and I'll be happy to do that. Anxious to do it.
Beautiful.
All right, bye guys.
Ciao.
So it might take me a couple days, but I'm gonna work on a promo to get that out there and get the sentiment from these communities pumping because like you said, you just added 10 new ones and where that you remember that you remember when it was just one ring? It's starting to become a spiral now. Yeah,
for real. Well, this is the thing. You can see this was what I spent yesterday doing mapping out. So these five, there's going to be basically 500 blocks wide of a band that goes around it. That's actually going to be land for sale. And I'm actually going to mesh railway plots all the way through here. So you're going to be able to own railway plots. Anyone will who wants to bid on them in there. That's the other thing too that I don't even think Greg knows. Traveling anywhere in the land is going to give you rewards as a player, right? It's going to give you rewards. Traveling on railway plots is going to give you 2 or even 3x those rewards. So you're going to be incentivized to travel on the rail plots above ground if you want to earn the wax rewards. And again, we're starting with 1 million wax as donated rewards. So it's going to start small, but it's going to be significant. People are going to be able to find Wanderer class NFTs to even upgrade that by 10% or 20%, as well. So we've got a whole gamified thing where players just wandering around the world are going to be able to earn some wax, way more if you're on a railway plot, which is awesome for the people that buy those railway plots because, of course, landowners that have people walk over their land are going to earn a little bit of wax as well. So, we're making it cool.
Yeah, I saw a lot of new shit today. It was pretty cool.
Right? Yeah, me too. Like that building on the So I should tell you guys too, because I'm actively seeking games that want to build in the Uplift. I was planning on granting 3 square kilometers of land to 3 different projects, and so Boyd picked up the first one. They're building an awesome game. I think it might end up just being a meeting place, but it's going to sort of be a tie-in. Is the spaceport that they're envisioning is actually 10 times bigger than this one apparently, which is like what? Like it's already really big. But we're talking to Alien Worlds later on today, and hopefully they'll be in for doing some sort of collaboration. And if anyone else can think of any other games that are pretty high profile that might want to come in and do some building, create part or all of their game inside the Uplift, please let me know, and we'll chat with them about it.
I like it. Do you have any other updates that you wanted to share about the Uplift? I mean, I think we kind of went crazy on the updates.
Yeah,
that was like a update central, really. I mean,
yeah, there's tons.
It might not have been that technical, but it was pretty freaking technical.
I mean, there's some tech involved in this that other people made, and we just get to enjoy. Anyway, yeah, I mean that's any chance we get to chat, not only with Greg but just about the Uplift. Sometimes it's nice to just hang out in it and marvel in it because I'm doing an asinine amount of work on this every day, so it's just like, oh yeah, this is why we're doing it. It's gonna be freaking amazeballs.
Yeah, and I'm happy that Greg got to be introduced to everyone here with us, because he's going to be the one that's going to be essentially heading up getting the communities that aren't up to speed with Minecraft, right? And that's awesome. I know you called him out on the plotting thing, but I don't know. Let's look back in 6 months. Let's see what's more difficult, the plotting thing or getting communities up to speed in Minecraft.
Yeah, no, that's a skill. That's a skill that he has inherently, which is why we just after watching him just kind of take Rick Courier by the hand and help him out, we're like, oh, you're just inherently good at this. Yeah. So we drafted him. It's super fun to watch too. Is it I think those introduction chats are gonna be really good.
And what I like about them too is they're gonna kind of be historical, right? If somebody comes into a Telegram channel and says, "Oh, I don't know how to build this," it's there's 22 tutorials back there of people learning the ropes,
Right, exactly. You can go, and this is what I'm really excited about that too. You're going to be able to connect with the projects that you kind of have heard of, but meet them in this new setting where they're doing stuff and getting introduced to the land. Again, we're doing this with Ken Bosak at 6 p.m. tonight. With Greg, and so he hasn't really been on his land before, so he's gonna do that, and it's gonna be a blast. Apparently, I need to. I'm chatting with Lisa Chandler in 3 minutes, so I have to A, look at my calendar more, and B, get the fuck out of here.
So thanks everyone for joining us, and tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have our weekly Media Moguls episode. We're gonna have Sean from Crypto Writer
nice.
on the mark, and that's gonna be pretty sweet. If you don't know what Crypto Writer is, they're essentially operating on voice right now mostly, but they're a group of writers who are across multiple blockchains, from EOS.io to Bitcoin to Ethereum to Polkadot to Cardano. And I think they're probably going to be one of our really interesting, most interesting kind of Media Moguls guests in bullish, crazy, moon times that we all live in. So happy moon to you all, and potentially a flight to Mars. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Hold on. I'm ready.